I shot him an email.
The air is so full of water that it feels like it's raining here at my house. Like it's just,
Pretty foggy.
yeah.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. It's 9 o'clock. I'd like to call the meeting to order. We'll have a moment of reflection, please. Thank you. Disclosure of pecuniary interest. Everyone, no public meetings. We do have a presentation from Inspector Yateman. I don't know if he's here yet, Madam Clerk. Oh, you're muted.
Yeah, he just messaged me back saying he's just logging in. Give him like a 1 minute and he'll be with us.
That's fine.
We could probably proceed with the rest of the agenda and just come. Oh, there he is. Never mind.
Okay. I don't see him.
Oh, he's just joining.
Good morning, Inspector Yateman. Welcome.
Morning. Thank you.
I believe the floor is yours, Inspector Yateman.
Oh, excellent. Okay. Reporting for Severn Township for the previous 3 quarters, or sorry, previous 3 months. Sex assaults. We had 2 sex assaults reported in the township. Both were cleared by charge. We had 10 assaults, 70% clearance rate. We have 1 where there's insufficient evidence to proceed and 2 where the victim declines to proceed. There was no stranger assaults, but there were 2 assault police officers during that time frame. 38 domestic related assaults. 10 of those were criminal investigations and cleared by charge. 28 of those were non-criminal investigations. We had 18 other crimes against persons, which are harassments and threats. Out of those, 27.78% were cleared by charge. 6 were insufficient evidence to proceed, and 1 is still open and under investigation. Out of the threats, there were 4 stranger threats. 2 of those were online and 2 of those were in person.
Did you want to say something? Sorry, Inspector Yateman. Did you want to say something, Councilor Taylor?
Just, Inspector, could you explain what cleared by charge? What does that mean?
Yeah, so if the offense is deemed criminal and we charge someone, whether it's a criminal code charge or whether it's a provincial offense notice, depending on the investigation, cleared by charge is saying that somebody was charged in that investigation or multiple people were charged. It doesn't differentiate between whether 1 or multiple were charged.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
We had 3 break and enters during this time frame. 2 were at, well, 1 was a business, 1 was a CN railway officer reporting it. Another was a shed. Unfortunately, at this time, there is no charges laid on those. We had 2 theft overs being vehicles, and both vehicles are still outstanding. We had 13 theft under occurrences, one being where charges were laid. 11 of those occurrences where there was insufficient evidence to proceed, so they're still outstanding, those investigations. 13 fraud occurrences, mainly all online frauds, things that we're hoping people can use the education that's provided, but we did have 13 during that time frame. We had 6 mischief occurrences. One of those was cleared by charge. There was mischief to vehicles and mischief to property out of those. Over the same the third quarter, we issued 96 provincial offense notices. We conducted 4 different focus patrols, which resulted in 19 provincial offense notices, 3 warnings, and 39 patrols in those 4 focus patrols. And to highlight the traffic complaints, specifically at or the area of Marchmont Public School, we did have 3 during that time frame, and we conducted approximately 6 hours of focus patrol there, issuing 4 provincial offense notices and 4 warnings. 6 warnings during that time frame. We conducted foot patrol each month. 6 hours was the average, but September we did have 12 hours of foot patrol. And we had 5 rides during the third quarter as well. Happy to say we had 0 fatal motor vehicle collisions during this quarter. And that concludes the report, pending there's any questions.
Thank you, Inspector Yateman. It was a busy 3 months. Any questions, council? I have one, Inspector Yateman. The charges that were laid at Marchmont School, were any of them heavy trucks or just cars?
I can find that out for you. It doesn't differentiate here. I believe they were all cars.
That's fine.
One of the aspects too, just for your awareness, is we've since the number of issues, we've had 20 detachment members here trained under the Commercial Motor Vehicles Act as well, which is it's not something that our members get training specific when they come out of our police college. So it's an enhancement. So we've had 20 additional members trained on the heavy trucks, and that's a lot to do with some of the challenges that are happening within your township.
Thank you very much. Councillor Cox.
Yeah, through the chair, I don't know if Allison had sent you anything that I had a question about community policing.
Yes, and I did see your question. I do appreciate it. I wanted to make everyone aware that we have a community mobilization unit here at Detachment. The unit has several mandates. One is with respect to community policing. So right now, the mandate or the unit is taking on significant tasks involving comprehensive plans regarding property crime. If property crimes increase in areas, they go out and they work with either the homeowners, the community, and then the shift members to try to find areas for reduction for that, as well as they're targeting areas for vandalism. Again, calls for service for vandalism. We're looking also at prolific caller strategies. So if there's someone that's calling police on a regular basis, sometimes that's indication of other issues or other problems, and they're looking at trying to reduce those calls for service while getting that person or those persons some assistance. We have some shoplifting strategies which we're working on right now. Again, we looked at our data and the high risk businesses that have had shoplifting. The members have gone out and met with those businesses. They'll do a lock it or lose it campaign, again, trying to educate the public when we have high areas or high calls for service for lock it or lose it. We're looking at implementing a Ride Smart cycling education program in the spring and summer of 2023. So we have a new member that's starting in the unit actually next week, and that is going to be assigned to them to initiate and establish for our detachment area for next year. We're also involved right now with a program through United Way with it's called Shop with a Cop, where we're paired with youth, and we go to a local Walmart and shop with the children. The unit also develops traffic strategies. So again, if there's high risk or a high call volume for traffic complaints, they'll work with that area. They've also been out targeting the trucks and the half load restrictions, especially in the spring, but as well on our roadways. And further that, they've been successful in a couple of areas. We had some snowmobile challenges in the Tower Lane Road and Swift Rapids Road. They were up there working with the community, as well as engaged M&R and engaged working with bylaw and engaged our own OPP Save team to conduct some enforcement up there. They also met with Mayor Burkett and some people at Marchmount Public School, and we were having some challenges with talking about where pickup and drop-off locations are, and some strategies and some ideas that maybe the school could initiate. They also host town hall meetings. So if there's something that's occurring in a community, or a community would like to have an open discussion about what's actually from their point of view. We just did a most recent one with the Downtown Management Board in the city of Orillia. So we hosted that, and it went extremely well. One of the issues that is very, I shouldn't say issue, but one of the areas that's probably prevalent where you don't see us as much anymore is in the schools. And this came out a couple of years ago through the school boards, as they're asking us to not be in the schools. Part of it was COVID, but part of it, there's a push across the province in terms of a change in the schools and what's there. So we'll still respond to calls for service there. We'll still attend if the school invites us in, but we're not necessarily developing or I guess sort of teaching our programs, which is an area that is being looked at our OPP command level in our community safety services section, and they're reviewing the program across the province, working with other municipal police forces and all the school boards as to what this could look like in the future. So right now, we're not doing our DARE program. We're not doing other programs at the school, but that is an area that is being examined. I know a couple of the community policing committees and programs have kind of, due to COVID mainly, sort of shut down, and it's time to probably get those up and running again. I have, I sat on the West Shore Community Safety Committee many years ago, and I see value in it. I see a lot of opportunity there for the community to get to know the OPP and especially the zone officer. And we would be thrilled to be part of those again, should they get developed. I know right now, some of our stronger ones that we thought would last aren't back yet. But we even have, our own challenges in our backyard is our SALT committee, being seniors again and law enforcement together. That shut down during COVID, and we were not able to get that back up and running this summer. So the hope is that we'll be able to get that back up and running next summer, because they're at a lot of the community events too. And there's a lot of great work that they do. So I hope that answers everything, Councillor Cox.
Yeah, through the chair. Yes, it does. And I just wondered, if the contact person for that community group is, I think she came to our community watch program. would it be?
So I don't know the names of the officers, and quite frankly, things have changed a lot here.
Oh, okay.
Where we've had a lot of turnover, a lot of different changes, and people going into different positions. I would likely want to start fresh to say, okay, who is available, because it's not necessarily just one person. If I have multiple officers that would like to participate, I think that would be outstanding. We have probably since I've been here, we've had about 20 or 25 new officers come to this detachment in various different ways, whether it's recruits, lateral transfers, experienced officers, that sort of thing. And that means that many have left, right?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't want to pick one name over the other, but I would like to open it up should that start up again.
Okay, so if we were looking for a contact, like who do we call if I have a group that would like to talk to an officer, or have an officer come in and do any of the aforementioned?
So the person to contact right now would be Acting Sergeant Brett Boniface.
Brett Boniface, okay.
Yeah, and Brett is our acting sergeant of a community mobilization unit. So he would look after any town hall meetings, any community engagements, that sort of aspect. Yeah.
Okay, and that's just, I could just call the OPP and ask to speak to him?
Yes, you can.
That's okay.
Yep.
Okay, thank you very much. That was great. I didn't know you had all those going on, and I think the residents out in the community will be glad to know that it's available if we need it. Thank you.
And one of the big things I think I just want to reiterate is a lot of our some of our programs are reactive, right? You heard me talk about statistics and high crime areas so we do need to encourage our residents, if there is an issue, to call us, because that triggers a lot of things in the background. So.
Yes. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Councillor McIntyre.
Thanks. Through the chair to Inspector Yateman. Is there any reason given by the province why they would have you absent from the schools? And I'm sure it's not only in Severn Township. I'm sure it's all throughout the county. And do they give you any kind of a serious answer to your question? I'm sure your question was why.
Well, the school boards are the ones that are making that decision. I think if you ask any principal or any teacher, they would appreciate us being there. But the school boards right now are examining their overall policies and processes with that. I know, you can look at the GTA and see probably a few years ago where it was very publicized that police were kind of being removed from the schools. I don't know if it's in relation to that or not, but it is right now a Simcoe County District School Board and Simcoe County Catholic School Board have both requested right now that we respond for calls for service, but we're not in the schools. So,
just supplementary, did they give you a reason why?
It's just the program's under review, and I do know there's discussions because I just received an email yesterday as we're going over our police protocol, as it's called, with the school. So that I know there's discussions because we are actively looking at that right now. So.
Thank you, Inspector.
Thank you. Any further questions? I just have one, Inspector Yateman, and I'm just looking for guidance. So budget will happen for us here in Severn in January. And we have speeding problems throughout the whole township. The speed signs that we see that tells your speed do they work well, or is that something we should be looking at on some of the roads that we are having more problems than others?
Personally, I think they're fantastic. I think it's that visual cue that people require at times because we all get complacent behind the wheel. And I do see the benefit of them. I went down Rammer Road the other day, especially I think it was Halloween night, and they had a really nice one on the side of Rammer Road. I know there's the one in Washago because I do drive through Washago daily. It's a great, to me, a great deterrent and another great option to encourage people to slow down. I do, think that people do not call us enough when there is speeding. We had a call with a member from your community just about a week or so ago, and they had sent us an email, but they had reported that there had been multiple, and we had only ever had one speeding complaint on that road, right? So it's something people are seeing on a daily basis, but if you're not letting us know, we don't know there's an issue, and we can't be everywhere at once, but we can definitely be in the areas that have kind of the most complaints, right? So.
Councillor Cox, thank you.
Through the chair to Inspector Yateman, would there be, it's just a thought for you to think about, would it be something that maybe your communication department could do? Like we have the Washego Villager and there's other little newspapers to sort of interview someone and say, here's the number you call, this is what we need you to do, because I don't think people get it. Sometimes I've tried to let them know, but I just wondered if there was some type of an interview or a blurb that we could get out into our local paper or something for our own communication officer to put out that would sort of say to people, you know, we want to be there, but if I only get one complaint in 4 months, we don't think there's anything wrong.
Absolutely. We can look at some education. I do know that your Severn Township website has done a great job too, highlighting some of the ways to call us. But it is, you know, I do see some people are reluctant to call us, right? And I think we need to remove that reluctancy and say, if there's an issue, you do need to call us, and we'll address it. So,
okay,
but I'll ask our communications media officer to look into that message.
Thank you.
Great. Any further comments? Thank you very much, Inspector Yateman, and have a good day.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you. Madam Clerk.
Thank you. Just a quick motion, just that the delegation by Inspector Yateman providing a third quarter 2022 OPP update be received for information.
Mover and a seconder, please. Moved by Councillor Stevens, second by Councillor Brennan. All in favor? That is carried. Consent agenda. Any members want to pull anything? No? Okay, Madam Clerk, do we have a motion?
Certainly. The motion reads that the agenda be adopted, including consent items as circulated.
Mover and a seconder, please. Moved by Councillor Stevens, second by Councillor Cox. All in favor? That's carried. Thank you. H, adoption, we did that. H1, corporate services, corporate report number C22-003, read tile drain loans. Any discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, do you have a motion?
Certainly. Motion reads that the corporate services report number C22-003 dated November 2nd, 2022 regarding the tile drain loan be received, and that 2 tile drain loans in the aggregate amount of $40,600 be approved, and further that the bylaw be brought forward immediately.
Mover and a seconder, please. Moved by Councillor Taylor, second by Councillor Stevens. All in favor? That is carried. Bylaws, Madam Clerk, do you have a motion?
I do. The motion reads that bylaws number 2022-59 and 2022-60 be and are hereby read a first, second, third time and finally passed.
Mover and a seconder, please. Moved by Councillor Cox, second by Councillor Brennan. All in favor? That is carried. Any announcements? No closed session. Confirmation bylaw, Madam Clerk.
Thank you. Motion reads that bylaw number 2022-61 be and is hereby read a first, second, third time and finally passed.
Mover and a seconder, please. Moved by Councillor McIntyre, second by Councillor Stevens. All in favor? That's carried. Thank you. Adjournment. Madam Clerk, before we adjourn, are we going to meet by Zoom, Lori, yourself, and I'm going to invite Councillor McIntyre as well. It's in his ward.
Sure.
That's okay. Thank you. So we'll stay on, Councillor McIntyre. Okay, adjournment.
Bye. Have a great day.
Oh, we have to pass the motion first.
Oh, right.
Thank you. That this meeting being is hereby now adjourned at 9:23 a.m.
Mover and a seconder, moved by Councillor Cox, second by Councillor Brennan. All in favor? That is carried. Thank you very much, everyone. Enjoy your day.
Have a good day.
You too.